IronicRebound here. Just wanted to thank everyone who took the time to submit a question on my last questions vid. Appreciate that. I'm gonna go ahead and try and get some answers out to you. Fucking dirty roads. Construction everywhere. So one of the questions, what was your first bike? My first bike was the Honda CBR 500R. What's this guy doing? Honda CBR 500R. Great first bike. It's got a decent amount of power. Nothing, you know, neck breaking. But enough for the newer rider. Do you get more looks on your 650 than you did on the 500? I would say yes. Oh, nice. I would say yes, I do. Mostly would likely be because of this badass exhaust. Oh, what's that? This badass exhaust. Most people hear it coming, so the bike is getting looks that way. Is the road is closed or open? Let's go this way. So the 650 definitely gets a few more looks. What other mods do you have planned for your 650F? I've spent quite a few bucks on this thing already, unfortunately. I had not planned on it, but once that bike life calls to you, it's hard to say no. So what I would like to get is an aftermarket windscreen. There's only a couple options, unfortunately. Pube makes one, which I don't care for too much, to be honest. And MRA makes one. I think they're a UK or possibly Australian-based company. There are a couple, there's a touring version and there's a double bubble. So I am likely getting the double bubble, but I'm not 100% sure on it yet. I'd also like to get, either replace the rear sets entirely, or at least replace the chunky pegs. So that's likely coming as well. And aside from that, just possibly looking at a throttle lock of some sort, just for longer trip ride, longer distance rides and whatnot for highway. Let's go this way. Dream bike. What dream bike would I like to have? As far as the dream bike goes, I really like the Triumph Daytona 675. I could see that being my next bike, but I think I need a little more experience, only because really the insurance is pretty prohibitive. It's pretty damn ridiculous, and I don't think I can afford, for the cost of insurance, I could probably buy another Daytona. So I don't really think I'm going to go that route yet. If money wasn't an object, I really like the BMW, either the 1000R or the 1000RR. Both pretty nice rides, very nice bikes, all the bells and whistles. They look crazy sexy, but again, damn expensive. But beautiful bikes. That and the the triple speed as well. It's the Triumph triple speed naked. Beautiful bike. Ninja 250 as a starter bike. Any 250, 300, great starter bike. I think generally you're looking at whether you want new or used. If you buy something new, then I would go with something bigger so it lasts you a little bit longer. If you're buying used, it's a sound purchase. I mean, the resale value on it's great if you don't drop it or crash it too much. As a starter bike, you really can't go wrong. It's a very popular starter bike, and the biggest thing about starting on a smaller bike is that you can really push the limits of yourself, push the limits of your bike, and with a lot more confidence. The weight of the bike is a lot lighter. The likelihood of any real insane whiskey throttle or, you know, grabbing of the throttle is not going to be as likely or as dangerous if it does happen. And the overall weight of the bike, as far as when you stop, you're sort of not caught off guard by the weight of it as much as you would a larger bike. How long have you been riding? I've been riding for, I guess on April 4th was the day I completed my MSF. We have a graduated licensing system here, so I actually got my M2 license at that time. This is horrible, shit. And so it would be a year. That was April 4th, 2015. So it'll be a year. What is this guy doing? It'll be a year as of April 4th. It's now the 26th, 27th today. So just over a year. Would I ever get the 600RR upgrade to it? I don't know if I would go that route. I think having a 650 now, I might consider jumping to something a little more. It will be a while again, insurance being what it is here. It's a fucking nightmare. Worst crash. Well, I've only really had one crash. I've had some near misses. And that you can reference my channel, the videos there. What were you thinking? First thing you thought of after the crash? One of the first things was I had a lot of pain in my pelvis, I guess from hitting the gas tank, and I was thinking, what's broken? Sort of fear over what's broken. And my second instinct was to check on the bike and how's that doing. What is going on here? What do you think of the Scully AR1 helmet? That helmet's pretty insane. I mean, it's a lot of technology. A lot of technology. And it looks like it does have some benefits. I mean, having a heads-up display and HUD in front of you here will keep you from having to look down. And not that, I mean, most riders are not looking down at your speed. You're glancing down at your speed occasionally, and there's moments when it's safer to look down when you're stopped at lights and whatnot, slower speed like now. So generally, I mean, a lot of the information is stuff you can reference now, GPS, whatnot. Excuse me. It's a nice all-in-one solution. It'd be pretty nice to at least demo it and try it. But for the price, I mean, it's pretty damn expensive considering what's in it. I guess there's value there. I mean, there's easily $1,000. There's up to $1,000 helmets with no technology in them, or no electronics in them. So, I mean, paying double that or 3 times that for something that pretty much has a smartphone. It's a smartphone in your head. But I don't know if it's something I would ever purchase unless I had just a lot of extra money lying around. It's an awesome bit of tech though. What age do you recommend people to start riding? I mean, people vary, maturity levels vary. I think whenever you'd like to start, as far as there are legal limits on it, but I would say as soon as you can. The sooner you start, the sooner you learn. So I would say as soon as possible. You do need some maturity to really control the speed and be responsible on a bike, to avoid doing, you know, anything too stupid. It'll get you into too much trouble. But I don't know if there is, I mean, an age really. CBR 650 as a starter bike. I think definitely, I think it'd be a great starter bike for someone a little more mature. Again, not depending on your age as much as your attitude. But if you think you're the type of person that can, you know, have some self-control, then you're likely not going to have a big deal riding this bike. The power on it is manageable. Could get a very new rider to trouble, but there's no mode selection or anything. It's pretty much all there. But as far as in comparison to a Super Sport or, you know, a double R, 600 double R, it's really night and day as far as power. You do have a lot more sort of control. Look at these fucking idiots. Great. Do you have any pets? I've got fish. I once upon a time had a cat, but that really wasn't my doing. I do have fish currently. I've got a couple tanks, a 75 gallon and a 90 gallon. I had a 200 gallon and that thing started fucking leaking and it was a nightmare. We've got things like parrotfish, bala sharks, albino bottlenose plecos, shrimp, cardinal tetras. They're all running sand bottoms, and they have plants in them, which I find helps with the maintenance, because I'm not you know, too keen on keeping up with really regular maintenance, so it gives me some time in between. Favorite color? I don't know, black maybe? That is a color. It's considered a non-color, I think, but yeah, black. Can you convince my parents to let me ride, to buy a motorcycle? Now that's a tough one. I probably can't. Definitely don't show them my crash vid. But generally, I mean, a lot of moms are obviously not too thrilled when their baby goes to buy a motorcycle, due to the obviously more inherent dangers involved. The likelihood of dying on a motorcycle in an accident is much higher than dying in a car accident. Obviously, there's no denying it. So that in itself makes it pretty difficult to convince mom and or dad. I think if you come from biker families, then you're more likely maybe to get them on board. Was your family supportive? No. I've got two brothers. They were all for it. My younger brother now has got one as well. I'm glad to say. I believe his fiancée will be getting one very shortly. So I am glad that that I helped motivate them to get it, because honestly, these things are fucking awesome. But my dad wasn't so bad. My mom, to this day, gives me a hell of a time over it. And I can hardly blame her. But yeah, it wasn't something that I even told her right away about.